This episode is brought to you by Simply Safe. There is no safe like Simply Safe.
Wait, we're here at Pixar, and this will be a day long remembered. Let's go! We're going into their private theater to screen 35 minutes of Inside Out 2. Their private screening room. Holy hell. We're not sitting 3 feet apart. Are you happy?
We are currently inside Pixar.
Yes.
It's true.
You're not allowed to leave. You're stuck here.
I'm so happy about this.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to a very special Cinema Therapy. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. Over there.
I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies.
And today we're not joined by, we're actually joining.
I am Kelsey Mann. I'm the director of Inside Out 2. Welcome, you guys. Welcome.
And I'm Mark Nielsen. I'm the producer of Inside Out 2.
And we are currently inside Pixar.
Yes.
It's true.
You're not allowed to leave. You're stuck here.
I'm so happy about this.
Yeah.
I tell my wife and kids I'll miss them. But
No, perfect weather, cereal bar, soccer field, lap pool.
Yeah.
also Pixar.
Also Pixar. This might be the happiest place I've ever visited. There's another place that's supposed to be the happiest place on earth, but there's a lot of lines and it's hot and there's a lot of body odor. Here everyone smells nice and it's very polite. So
Pixar, everyone smells nice.
Second happiest place on it.
So we had the opportunity and privilege today to screen the first 35 minutes of Inside Out 2. Today we're just going to get you primed to go see it in theaters, but we saw the first third.
We should say we're actually recording this about 6 weeks before the film comes out. So you'll be seeing this, and you can go watch the movie in theaters right now, and we highly recommend that you do. We can't do that or talk about things for a while. We've been threatened.
But I will say, honest to goodness, hand to Roger Ebert. My honest concern was, okay, I doubt they're going to drop the ball. It's Pixar. If it can be in the same ballpark as the first one and not tarnish the legacy, I'll be happy. And based on the first 35 minutes, I'm like, oh man, they nailed it. Like, you did it.
Oh. That does really mean a lot. It's a lot of work. Mark, you were actually on the
I was
original.
associate producer on the original one. Right.
I wanted to do right by everyone who worked on the first film. Everyone who out in the world that loved the first movie, I wanted to do them all. We wanted to do them all proud and make something that was a companion piece to the original.
Yeah.
And expand it out a little further,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Joy, are you taking that where I think you're taking that?
Wanna come this time?
Yes. I really shouldn't.
You know, you're the only one who hasn't been to the belief system.
Yeah, it's just that it's new, and I know how important it is, and I don't want to mess it up or break it or burn it to the ground or anything.
Sadness, you won't hurt it, I promise. Have I ever steered you wrong before?
Yeah, many times.
That was an Amy Poehler ad lib.
Have I ever steered you wrong before?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. The cast that you guys get to work with on these films.
They're
so
amazing.
jealous.
They're absolutely amazing.
Incredible cast.
On the original movie, and everybody we expanded it out. I wanted to add people that were just as talented and kind. They're such wonderful people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is one of my favorite sets in the movie.
It's so beautiful.
The team absolutely killed it on it.
I really feel like I'm connecting to Awa.
Sadness to joy, I see you.
No, but the design is beautiful, and what it's communicating, this idea of, the core identity, is that what it is?
Yeah, there's the
Sense of self.
Sense of self.
Sense of
Yeah.
self.
Mom and Dad are proud of me.
An oldie but a goodie.
I'm kind.
Oh, that's nice.
You can hear a little bit of young Riley and old Riley in that, because the belief is kind of made up of lots of different experiences over her lifetime.
I can already tell you, Alan, when we do our episode on the full movie, we're going to talk a ton about attachment theory. Because at the beginning, Riley is very securely attached,
Yes.
and so her sense of self.
Yeah.
A winner.
And all those beliefs come together to make our Riley.
I'm a good person.
So that's her sense of self.
That's right.
Yeah, we like the idea that all of her beliefs, now that she's a teenager, she's starting to figure out who she is.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got excited about the idea of like, you start to create your own beliefs that, you're doing continuously, I think, as you're a kid. But a lot of the times you're given beliefs that come from your caregivers and you start to question some of those things you were told and, and you start to go, what do I believe?
Yeah.
At
who am
that
I?
age. And we're like, that could be really cool how they could all come together and kind of form, in essence, her identity and who she is. And then that helps guide her decisions.
Yes.
Based off of what she believes about herself and the world around her. We just thought that would be such a cool new element to add now that she's a teenager.
Well, and every psych professor I've ever known loves Inside Out, and they're going to love Inside Out too, because it helps take the abstract and make it concrete. You can visualize these concepts of development, of brain development, of self-development, of personality, the sense of self, the emotions. And like, I love that you start in such a whole, happy, complete place for Riley here.
Yes.
And then puberty hits.
Yes, that's 100% the way I'm like. All right, I want to start. The last movie ended in a great place where they all feel like, joy's learned, sadness has value. There's
Yeah.
they're a team, and like in the beginning of that movie, all the memories are these individual colors,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the epilogue at the end of the first film, they're all these cool multicolored kind of
Yeah.
spheres, like marbles a little bit. And I go, oh, that's how I want to open the movie. I want the movie to open with the team like in complete
And they're-
sync with one another.
Yeah.
And
And they're
then,
just flying across the controls and they know what to do.
just like Riley is on the ice in
Yeah.
tandem with her team, I wanted the emotions to be able to do the same thing together so that they feel like they got things figured
We've
out.
got this down.
Well, and as a
Until,
family therapist and as a parent, there is a bit of calm before the storm, pre-adolescence, where you're like, wow, we're really parenting well, our kids coming
Yes.
together nicely.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of this comes from, I'm a parent too. I started in January of 2020 on this movie. That's when I first walked into an empty room and had to start from day one. At the time, I had a 13-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son.
Okay.
They're now 16 and 17
Yeah.
now. A lot of this comes from being a teenager, or there's a big parental aspect to Joey's the main character.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Riley is a huge part of it. It's a little bit like Woody and Andy, right? Andy's a
Yeah.
part of it, but Woody's the main character, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing with us, right? There's a bit of a parental aspect that Joy has with Riley. She calls
looks
her,
out for her and-
yeah, they call her our girl.
Yeah, all the emotions
You know,
kind of have that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it also comes down to, and you probably know a lot about this, but it's like our emotions are there to help us and to protect us, and
Right.
there's a parental
They're there
aspect
for a reason.
to it.
Well,
yeah.
that's something I always say about emotion is emotions are never wrong.
Yeah.
They just are. Like behaviors can be harmful, or words or thoughts can be
Yeah.
incorrect. But like we can't judge emotions, or at least we ought not to,
Yeah.
because they just exist for us to say, okay, what is this meant to be telling me? I travel out of state regularly just to shoot this show.
That's right.
Which means my house is unattended right now. Not so fast, because I've got Simply Safe.
Simply Safe is a comprehensive security system for your entire home and personality, apparently.
Their advanced sensors and cameras can detect threats from break-ins to fires to floods and more.
That would have been extremely helpful when our basement flooded, literally just like a month and a half
Oh
ago.
my gosh, yeah. It gives me so much peace of mind to know that even when I'm away, Simply Safe's 24/7 professional monitoring means agents are ready to promptly assess the situation and alert me of any problems.
They can dispatch first responders to your home if needed, even if you're unable to respond.
With Simply Safe's combo of advanced sensors, cameras, and groundbreaking monitoring technologies, I can have peace of mind that my home is in good hands. It was so easy to install, I could do it. But Simply Safe offers professional installation as well.
No shade, but him being able to do it means it is pretty easy.
No, it is. Listen, it's not a strength of mine. I'm good at other things.
With Simply Safe, you're never locked into a long-term contract or charged hidden fees.
And their professional monitoring plans
are available for less than $1 a day.
That's less than half the cost of traditional security systems.
Save 20% on your system.
And your first month is free.
When you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/cinema. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
I love Anger just.
The way each of them are dreaming is so much fun.
Yeah, we were like, each person needs to sleep in their own way that's like true to their character. In fact, Bob Iger loved Anger doing that little thing that he asked for us to do more of it. So we went and we expanded it and had him do more.
That's great.
We love designing pajamas for the characters.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. This is an idea I had a long time. I'm like, I want them in their PJs. And I want them to get up with like bedhead. Again, it's the parental aspect of it. You think you got it
Puberty
figured
alarm.
out. Yeah.
The pull, like the tilt up and the slight pull back, where it's like you scared the camera guy. It was so much fun.
Riley's got, not Riley, Joy's got this thing where anything she doesn't want to think about, right? Put it in the back of your mind.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that is
Yeah.
that's such a great visual.
Problem solved.
I had this idea a long time ago. Actually comes from the science of like, I remember meeting with some of our experts and asking what goes on in our minds when we're teenagers, and they're like, it's so much.
Everything's getting rewired.
Yeah, and I got this idea of construction. I'm like, oh my gosh, sledgehammers, wrecking ball. And I'm like, oh, I want a wrecking ball to come smashing through headquarters.
Pardon our dust. Puberty is messy.
I love that sign. We added that a little bit later.
Expanding the place.
In a weird way, this reminds me of the ending of the movie Cabin in the Woods. Like just the, just the sheer chaos.
The chaos that's
unleashed
happening
at
everywhere.
headquarters, you know, just.
That's amazing. I would sometimes reference Money Pit, the Tom Hanks
totally,
movie,
yeah.
because he has the same thing where a bunch of workers come into his house
they
and
just
start
leave in
tearing
the
the
middle.
place up.
Don't worry, we'll be back.
Come on.
So they come in, they wreak havoc. They haven't finished because puberty takes a while.
Yeah.
This is all Riley in her sleep.
You aren't packed yet?
You're always on me! Can't you just lay off for like 1 second?
Overreact much?
I barely touched it. Those morons broke the console.
Riley, what's wrong?
Oh, Mom looks sad.
I'm the worst!
Honey.
I barely touched it.
That's what I said.
I love this idea of just the sensitive console.
Yeah.
That you barely touch it and it just goes to 100.
I'm too gross to go to camp or anywhere ever again!
Oh yeah, this is totally broken.
Well, we all knew this day would come.
Remember, we agreed not to make a big deal about this. But she really does stink.
Oh, it's bad.
Remain calm. Stick to the prepared script. You are not gross, honey. You're just changing. Remember that beautiful butterfly we saw in the park?
I love that look that Riley gives.
They won't even get near the console.
I
now.
know,
They're just
yeah.
My gosh, Mom, just go away! Ah!
Well, that's a preview of the next 10 years.
We always had that idea that a wrecking ball would come smashing through headquarters and workers would come in and start changing the place and upgrading it.
Sure.
You know? We had that since screening one. The touchy console came later, though. That wasn't always there.
But that also kind of falls in line with the science. You know, Dr. Lisa D'Amour is someone we met with a lot. She's written a bunch of books. She's a clinical psychologist and an expert. And she talks in her book a lot about how these emotions come on just really strong at this age. And the rewiring that we're talking about, you're just feeling emotions way stronger than you possibly should in the moment.
Yeah.
Well, and we were talking about this earlier, but the stereotype is that this is the female thing.
Yeah.
But I've got a daughter and you've got a son at this age. And it's the same thing.
Yeah, it really is.
It all just like comes crashing in. This reminds me of my daughter who's 13, turning 14 this year.
Yeah.
And I cannot count the number of times in the past few months she's come back after a particularly explosive interaction with me or anybody else and said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My hormones are just really difficult to handle right now.
Wow, she has that awareness.
That's self-aware.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
It's
well, you know,
impressive.
because we had the conversation with her about this is what's going on. So if things feel more intense than normal, because what happens is then she feels I'm the worst person ever, and it's like no.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is like it's your superpowers. The superpowers of adulthood are rushing in.
Yeah.
But just like in a superhero movie, like they're out of control at first. You got to learn to master them.
Yeah.
You're having grown-up, complex emotions.
Yeah.
And it all comes in rushing at once, and it's a lot to
My
handle.
daughter's the same way. She would sometimes say, I don't know why I said that. I don't know where that came from. Or that.
And you
that
said it's
came out
okay,
ho-
Daddy will make a movie for you.
Jonathan obviously can have these conversations with his daughter because he's got a huge clinical background and all the training and the master's degree and everything. I don't, so I've just been waiting for this movie to come out so I can talk to my teenagers. I'm gonna need you guys to get working real quick on a like 15 and a 16-year-old version. Because I'm gonna need Inside Out 3 so I can have those conversations, please.
It's funny. That's I started exactly with the research. That's where I began.
Yeah.
Right? I was just tasked to think of what we could do. Pete Docter is our chief creative officer and director on the original film. When he came to me, he said, I think there might be a story there worth telling. I don't have one, but I think you'd be a good person to go off and think if there is a potential one. So I started with the research, and like at the time, I didn't know if we were going to make the movie or not, because that's the great thing about Pixar is we only tell a story if there's a story worth telling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you do a lot of
and
development and then maybe walk away from it.
Yeah,
If there's
yeah.
not-
If Pete said, if there's not a story there, then we won't do it, right?
Right.
So there was no guarantee where we were going to do anything. But I, as a person and as a father, I gained all this wonderful knowledge
Right?
from
Yeah.
reading all this incredible stuff and meeting with like experts and like all Lisa D'Amour's books I devoured. And I'm like,
Daphne
well,
Keltner.
if they don't make a movie, at least I'm going to be a better father.
I can't say as somebody, having the pulse on my community, the reason the first film, and I can tell you the second film is going to be the same way, is so celebrated in the psychological community is because of that homework, is because of that research.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lot of it is artistic representation,
Yeah.
but it gets the psychology
Yeah.
and the developmental science right.
Whoa, hey!
Oh my gosh, this scene.
Everybody act regular.
It's Valentina Ortiz. We gotta say something.
Her idol, her hockey idol.
Hi, I'm Val. I know, you're the varsity captain. You set the all-time goal record as a junior. Your favorite color is red and your skates.
What are we saying?
I had a lot of kids in high school that I looked up to like this, that I wish I was. That I wish I was like, And we wanted her to not be a mean girl. We wanted her to be someone who's actually kind, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me, Riley from good old Michigan.
Orange?
Yeah, who?
Do I look orange?
That animator absolutely nailed
Isn't it great?
Teen Girl.
Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I am just such a huge fan of yours, and now here I am meeting you face to face. Okay, how can I help? I can take notes, get coffee, manage your calendar, walk your dog, carry your things, watch you sleep.
Oh, you have a lot of energy. Maybe
We weren't sure what we could get away with anxiety popping all around. I'm like, I think she can move really
She can
fast.
do anything, yeah.
I think she can move really
I'm
fast.
sorry, I can get ahead of myself. I'm anxiety. I'm one of Riley's new emotions, and we are just super jazzed to be here. Where can I put my stuff?
what do you mean, we?
I wish I was as tall as all of you.
Who the heck are you?
I'm Envy. Oh, look at your hair. Oh, yeah, not happening. Look at her hair.
The big anime eyes.
Isn't that great? I know, yeah. We were like, oh, we should switch out her eyes.
What are you doing? Hey, maybe when I make the team, I can join Team Redhead too. Yeah.
Okay, who's this guy?
What's your name, big fella?
That's embarrassment. He's not really big on eye contact or talking, but he's a really sweet guy.
Well, welcome to headquarters, embarrassment. Oh, we're doing a fit. No. Oh, no. Going on. You got a real sweaty palm there, buddy.
Hey, do you want to come with me, actually? You can meet some of the other Firehawks.
Oh, this is exciting, but we can't let her know we're excited.
Yeah, sounds good.
What emotion was that?
That's ennui.
On what?
Ennui. It's what you would call the boredom.
Come on up here. Ennui. Am I saying right? Ennui. No. Oh, nicknames. I'm gonna call you Wee Wee.
No.
How are you driving?
Console app.
That's enough.
Now, I know new emotions can sometimes feel unhelpful at
Ennui is
first,
bored and then has a phone and is doing everything by app while being bored.
I didn't want her to get up. I'm like, she's not gonna want to move at all. And we're like, how can she drive? And I was like, from her phone.
It's the most bored teenager thing in the world.
Yeah. She barely gets up.
Follow me. Oh, but what about our friends?
Val is our future. Yes, I agree completely. We need new friends or else we'll be totally alone in high school. Right, Joy?
Well, I mean, maybe.
Here we go.
Wait up. Thanks for showing me around. Wait, why did you do that?
Sorry.
I love it. Anxiety is so impulsive.
Yes.
Because that's anxiety. Like, I need to relieve
Quick
this as fast as I
action.
can.
Yeah.
Without thinking.
And Maya Hawke is such a great fast talker too. She can give you so much dialogue in such a small amount of time.
I think that's overstating things a bit.
Oh la la, Joy is so old school.
What? Look, we all have a job to do. You make Riley happy. Sadness makes her sad. Fear protects her from the scary stuff she can see. And my job is to protect her from the scary stuff she can't see. I plan for the future. Oh, I can show you. You're gonna love this.
What was Maya Hawke's caffeine budget?
She comes in that way. She's just always kind of she's got a lot of energy.
Okay.
First, we don't take this camp seriously, and we goof off with Bree and Grace. Riley looks really uncool in front of Val. She fails to impress the coach, does not become a firehawk, and finally arrives at high school. She has no one. She eats alone, and only the teachers know her name.
Ew.
Okay, you and I are gonna be friends.
It's a ridiculous story. Look, again,
I love how
the
Joy can't.
She can't figure out.
Don't. Yeah, I wanted the new emotions
to have different controls.
They almost know how to drive the car better than they do. You're like, I didn't know my car had that feature.
Which he's like, I thought I was using that as a cup holder. Yeah.
It's like the Gen Z emotions have come in, and they're like, we know what the teenagers are into. I'll show you.
I wanted Joy to feel a little out of date, out of touch, and feel like, oh, I thought I knew how to take care of Riley.
Yeah.
But now that she's older, it's like someone changed the playbook. And what sport are we playing? What are the rules?
Yeah.
What are the rules to this guy? I don't understand. I don't understand this at all.
My stepson has spent the past 3 years in on Wii.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just coming out of it now and kind of like finding that happy-go-lucky, charismatic, engaging person he was before.
Yeah.
But for a good 3 years...
She was driving.
Yeah, on Wii was driving. Yeah, on Wii was driving. He wasn't anxious about anything. He just like, happiness and joy are not cool. It's not cool to enjoy things. Ugh, my gosh.
Completely. That was a big direction. I remember working with that character and with Adele, who does the voice. And there's a lot of judgment, a lot of eye rolls, a lot of like, I think you're cooler than them. You know, it's kind of
and she's bilingual, which is cool too. She's like,
right.
She's the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, I always wanted people to talk about us, but not like this.
Oh, Joy, what do we do now?
We can just,
I have an idea.
Because the other girls were
We can get Val
not impressed
on
by
our
Riley.
side. Everything will be great.
Yeah, she's wanting to fit in, and she wants to be accepted, and it's not going well.
Hey, Riley, what's up?
And anxiety's having to step in.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get the whole team skating lines. I feel terrible. I respect you so much. I would never do anything to mess you
that's
up.
laying it on a bit thick, don't you think?
Joy, player and you lead the team so amazingly, and I really look up to you. And thanks.
Animation on the little hand just.
I know, isn't that great?
Oh my gosh.
Art.
Your animators are so damn good.
So good.
A lot of the time, all I do is I tell them what I need, and I just get out of their way. And the ideas that they bring are amazing.
I wish I could do that.
Oh, you guys. I mean, it really wasn't anything. I'm just trying to help.
I agree. Great job, Anxiety. I stepped back, you stepped in, you got Riley back on track, now I'm ready to step back in.
But that was just part one.
Even
of
that
my
little
plan.
move where she gets in front of her.
good
You know,
plan has many
this is all about
Joy.
her starting to take over Riley.
Teams for the rest of camp. Now split yourselves down the middle. Team 1 on the right, team 2 on the left.
Let's do this.
One more time on the same team, right?
I love, and this is the movie, but she's caught between two decisions.
Yep.
What does she do, you know?
Promised Bree and Grace.
Joy, we have to plan for the future.
Well, I love what you guys did with the story here, setting this up.
Come on, Riley, move. Move.
There's not a
Val's on team 1, you want to be on team 1, let's
bad
go.
decision,
Yeah.
right? Like spending time with your friends, like a last weekend, great.
Yeah.
Moving forward into your new life that you know is going to be your new life, also great.
Anxiety just ripped out her sense of self. I'm a good person, I'm a good friend. Just ripped it out. Because Riley wants to...
It has to be done.
Just the idea that you can so quickly jettison your entire
Who you are.
sense
Your
of
entire
self
sense of
Yeah.
self.
to fit in socially
Yeah.
and to alleviate your anxiety.
Scary, but what?
I've done this. This is all about changing who you are in order to be to gain acceptance and love by other people.
Dude, this was me, ages 12 to now.
Yeah.
That is not Riley.
I know. It's a better Riley.
A Riley who won't be alone next year.
We built her a new.
It's important. All the emotions are doing this out of love for Riley.
Yeah.
And trying to protect her. We did other versions where they're much more kind of evil, but
trying to step on each
they're
other
like,
kind of thing. Yeah.
Or that they were their intentions weren't so pure for Riley's well-being.
Right.
You know? And I'm so happy where we landed because I'm like anxiety. I keep saying anxiety and joy are like two parents arguing how to best take care of their child.
Yeah.
But they're both doing it from a place of like love.
Yeah.
And like I love our kid. And don't you want our kid to be happy and accepted? But they're arguing over how to do it.
I just want to know how long the discussions were before, because having a character that serves that function probably came up fairly early.
Yeah.
How long did it take to settle on ennui and then making them bilingual and just very French?
Ennui, she was in there from the beginning.
Right from the
Yeah. I remember exploring what other emotions I could have show up, and ennui was always an option. And I was like, oh, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, we should cast a French actress so she's bilingual.
Yeah.
Because I definitely wanted them to be more sophisticated.
Yeah.
I think I was talking with Dacher Keltner, who was a big expert on the first film. I remember talking to him, and I think remember him saying some sort of like, at this time, an internal battle starts to happen inside your head. And I'm like, ooh, an internal battle. That feels really true. Everybody's kind of dealing with their own thing that you typically don't talk about because you think you're the only one.
Well, especially as a teenager.
And it's it's hard to get teenagers to talk about anything, let alone what they're thinking and feeling. Yeah. And so a lot of times you think, I'm the only one that's thinking this, or I'm the only one that's feeling this. That was, to me, the power of what we could do with the movie, because that was a really hard time for me growing up. I scanned all of my photos, because I'm like, I better have digital copies of all this stuff, right? So I scanned all this stuff, and as I was dating them, I came across a photo of me when I was 5 years old, and it was my birthday. And it stopped me in my tracks because I had this huge smile on my face. And I'm like, wow, I am so happy. And it's not some random day. It was my birthday, and it's a day to celebrate who I am. And I was totally in with doing that. And then I looked at when I turned 8, and you can see my smile fade, and then 11, and it fades more, and then 13. And I'm just staring at the cake, and I look miserable. I absolutely hated being sung happy birthday to at that age. Mm-hmm. I hated all the attention. Yeah. I hated everyone staring at me. What happens at that age, you suddenly become self-conscious and really self-aware. Yeah. And I started to look at myself and see nothing but flaws. And I was thinking, am I really worth all this celebrating? It's kind of ultimately what I want this movie to deal with and to be about. And that thought that starts to enter your head at this age. And that's what I want Joy to be going through and Riley to be going through in this film.
Well, I'm so excited to see where it goes, because Riley starts with such a strong sense of self, and then all of this happens, and she starts making choices based on anxiety, and she starts to second guess herself, and she starts to be filled with self-loathing. I really want her to find peace and self-love again.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want for me. And that's the healing power, I think, of this type of art, is the audience goes on the journey, but the light bulb moments that happen for the characters happen for the audience.
Yeah.
And the healing that happens for the characters happens for the audience. Yeah. And so what you're doing here is more than just crafting a piece of entertainment that people can escape to for a matinee with their kids. You're presenting an education in a way that is helpful and practical and moving. And that's an incredible thing to be involved in. And then you have, and this is not a spoiler because we see it in the trailer, but that the new emotions literally bottle up the originals, and we have suppressed emotions.
We are suppressed emotions!
Honestly, we were in the screening, we were crying, we were laughing so hard.
Just when the 2D animated character shows up, I was this close to vomiting from laughing so hard. Like, guys, please go see this movie.
So we want to thank you both for dedicating yourselves to this craft and to creating art that helps people. You know, I think that's such a beautiful, powerful thing. And literally the only negative about our day at Pixar today, the only negative thing was when the 35 minutes were up and we have to wait just like everybody else to finish the movie.
June 14th.
Yes, but we'll be there. We want you to be there, and we will definitely circle back and cover the whole film after it comes out.
I would love that. I can't wait for you to see where we take it, because I think it's incredibly bold, and I'm so proud of what we've been able to do. And I think it's incredibly moving.
Yeah.
And I would love to get together with you guys again. Maybe I can go to your basement.
Oh, dude.
You know?
open invite.
Yeah, all right.
Right on. You're helping out your bro. He needs those.
Nope.
Well, this has been a pleasure, guys, but we do have to wrap it up. So until next time,
watch movies, especially Inside Out 2.
At the theater. Please go to the theater to see it.